Hey, everybody. Welcome to the lounge, the Her Lounge. That is where we connect with you through laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. We miss you guys.
I know it's been a minute since we've been on these ones and twos.
Ones and twos.
Oh, those are radio. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Well, of course, you see there's only two of us tonight.
Everybody.
Well, it'll be morning when you get this show.
Right.
But two of us, you know, Juna is on
Broadway.
And,
on Broadway.
And Queasy is...
Momming. She's a momming. Basketball mom.
She's a basketball mom. So, you know, it's just me and P, you know, we ain't got no responsibilities. Life. So we...
Life ain't got no man, ain't got no... I mean, but okay.
Wait a minute now.
You got one?
I mean, I don't know. I could. I always could.
I mean, me too.
Do understand that.
Me too.
There's never a deficit of not having, not wanting.
But you hear?
Only because I'm taping. Make it clear. But anyway, we have some very special guests with us today. Our peeps, our folks, our family. We hope they be on their best behavior. They already been duking it out before we even got started.
Wishful thinking.
We hope we just don't have to send them to the corner in the midst of recording. Have to keep saying recording because Desiree keeps saying it's not taping. It's not taping. She probably like an 80s baby. That's probably why she's saying that. So, you know, as we are recording, I hope that they're on their best behavior. So we have the Perrys with us today.
Hello.
All right, we got the Perrys with us. We got Cliff and Sophia. I have to make sure I call it the right name. I was going to say Sophie. We have Cliff and Sophia. So our show today is going to be very good. I know it's going to be good because I know these two. They are super transparent. They're super funny. They're super cool. So I know it's going to be good. So we're going to be talking about for better or worse. So we about to get down with the get down and get into the get down. All right. So Queasy's not here. So Paulette is going to be our resident statistician. Y'all don't see me. Said it right. So Paulette.
All right. So I found three very interesting facts. The first one is that 30 to 35% of African Americans are married in comparison to 54% of white Americans.
Wow.
And then 30.8% is the average divorce rate for black marriages compared to 42% of the national average. And then this is the most shocking one. 60% of African American couples are cohabitating shacking instead of getting married. And it's true. And
that is so true. That's the thing now.
Yeah. It's just
that is the
easier.
thing now.
They're saying the bills, you know, financially.
How is it easier?
It's just easier because you splitting everything down the middle. If anything happens, you take your stuff, and I take my stuff. And, you know, it's no alimony. It's just, all right, I'll see you later, and that's it.
Okay.
You know, and even when I was working on my dissertation, I found that a lot of couples are, if they had their own homes, they're married, but they're sleeping in their separate quarters. He's in his house, she's in her house. Yes. I was like, what? But that's what they're doing. That's what people are doing. I think the sanctity.
Now, I could definitely be married and not live in the same house. Mm-hmm. I could definitely be married and not live in the same. I could definitely be married and live in a different state. I could be.
Really?
Yeah, I could be.
I don't know if I could do that.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that to say I don't want my man. Right. My preference would be that we are together, but I know that I could do long distance, and I could do, like, say for instance, I'm in Birmingham, he in Huntsville, you know, or I'm in Birmingham, he in Mobile, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm in Birmingham, he in Tennessee, you know, I could do that. I really could do that. Or I'm in Birmingham and he in Zimbabwe. I could do that. I really could do that. I could do that. I could if we're very intentional, and
we'd have to be super intentional.
And it'll be a lot of traveling.
Yeah,
I don't really know if I would want to do that at this phase of my life, but yeah, I know that I could definitely. I'm kidding about the Zimbabwe part, but I definitely could live where our distance is easily commutable. like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours
By
away.
plane or driving?
By drive.
Okay.
If it's like 3 hours or less away, I could definitely do it.
I don't know.
I could. I know that.
I
I
don't
could.
know.
Or if it's like he worked somewhere all week and then we're together on the weekend, I believe I could do that. You know, I believe I can do that. I mean, I don't want to test it.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Probably got people like,
yeah, call me out.
Right.
Yeah. I believe that I can. I really believe that I can, but with great intention.
Right. Right. So let me ask you this. How long have y'all been married?
You guys speak in the mic now. Or Desi gonna get you.
So every time someone asks us like how long we've been married, he always looks at me.
Because you're not married with
Because
her?
I forget.
Oh.
Okay.
You forget?
I forget. Like I'm not good.
Now that's uncommon
I'm not
because
good
most
with dates
men
and
forget.
time and stuff. So, but I've mastered it. Like I think we've been married 11 years.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
I love
Married
that.
11 years.
See, I got it.
You got it.
11 years.
How long did y'all date before you got married?
3.
Okay.
Dated 3 years before.
Okay,
we
so
got
14 years together.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That's good. That
As
is.
long as I've ever been committed to anything.
I agree.
Like
I agree.
married. Wow.
I mean, that's at least
special.
it's you though. You know
I
what I mean?
feel
Like 14 years.
I feel special.
Man, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Oh God.
That's a good time, but I don't know if it's like no long, like you stretching it out, you know, time.
To me,
But it's
seems
good.
like forever, baby.
Oh. I'm going to get me a forever baby.
She being sarcastic. I'm just being honest.
So did you know when y'all first got together, you know, did y'all know like that's my person, or were you even in a that's my person mind space, or was it just like I like what I see, I like this person, they fun, you know, I want this to be my person? Because everybody we want to be our person may not be our person. Like, how did you know that that was your person? That's a question for both of y'all.
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
So, like, both of us have been married before. And so, for me, I knew he was my person because my heart felt safe. I tell people that all the time, like, because I had been through I had been through a bad marriage. And then I had been through relationships after the marriage that were just horrible. And so, I was literally, not that I was looking for something, but whatever I was looking for, I knew that when I found it, I would know. Because I would feel secure. It wasn't necessarily about finances, but I just wanted to feel safe, my heart to feel safe, like I can trust this person to do and to be exactly who they said they were. And that's what it was for me. So my heart felt safe. And that's how I knew I could rest at night. You know, if he wasn't with me, I didn't have to worry about where he was at, what he was doing, you know what I mean? Like, and whatever he said he was going to do, he did it. So that's what did it for me. Like, I felt safe and secure as a woman, knowing that this my man. You know what I mean? Like, you can, I don't care where you put him.
But why you blushing so hard?
Hey.
But I say he so hard.
Like, I don't care. You can put him in a
I
room
love
full
it, though.
of Halle Berry's. This one, he mine. And so, like, that's
I
what
loved
it was
it.
for me, yeah.
I love that. Cliff?
Well, I knew that she was the one for me. When I met her at the park playing softball, first of all, that was a plus for me. She plays softball. I love softball.
And she can play.
And she can play. So I knew she was the one for me when I saw her the first time, but then I didn't say anything to her. But when I saw her again, I made it my business to say, I'm going to get her number. And when I got her number, it's the way she came to me and talked to me. And even, I didn't even know her age at the time. But I'm like, this is the one.
Because how old are you?
53.
And how old am I?
41.
Because you got you a young one.
I got me a young one.
Throw that
Hey, two dead bears ain't gonna start that.
Come on.
Anyway,
Two dead
bears.
batteries.
You need some jump something off.
Ain't gonna start nothing.
I love it.
You know, talking to her, she didn't talk like a 20-some-year-old person. She didn't at all. And I'm like, and when she told my age, I just couldn't believe it. And then I did get hesitant. I'm like, she's 20.
I was just finna ask that. When you told her, when she said her age, did that make you be like, I don't know about this?
It did in the beginning, but, you know, at that time.
Like, what went through your head? What were your apprehensions?
My thing was like, oh, she's 27. I wonder if she got a young mind. But just talking to her, nothing about her conversation was young. You know, nothing about doing the young folk stuff. She was all about family, being who she gonna be, and that's all she ever been. I don't know who I'm gonna get in the morning time, you know, but this is Sophia.
We getting free.
Yeah.
We're gonna get free tonight.
Go ahead. There we go. But and the thing that got me when I told Don't do that. I had prayed to the Lord this type of woman I wanted, and like when she was talking to me, I'm like, now, Lord, you're real funny now. Wait a minute, this can't be everything, and it was everything that I asked for in a woman.
Wow.
I was like, this is the person.
Wow.
What did you ask for? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What did you ask God for?
I asked God, I said, I want a woman that understands me, that respects me, that can talk to me without degrading me. And then I said, I want a woman that is more like my mother and my sister, that loves me a certain way, but at the same time can be her, can be herself. Mm-hmm. And that's what he gave me.
Okay. Wow, I want to go back real quick. Sophia, you said that he made your heart feel safe. Like, what was it? Something that he said? Was it what he did? Like, what was it that made you feel like, oh, my heart feels safe with him?
It was several things.
Okay.
So first of all, when he came into my life, it was like he came in like, how can I make your life better? Like, I would just mention stuff, or if something would come up and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. Not asking him, because I wasn't no beggar. Let's be clear about that.
I believe it.
Wasn't no beggar. But I would be like, hey, I got this going on. And he'd be like, hey, well, go get it done. I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? I think like maybe like the first week or so that we started dating, my car broke down. Right. And I was like, hey, I just dropped my car off. They saying it's going to be this, and this. I wasn't asking for nothing. He was like, hey, get it done. I'll pay for it. I was like, no, because first of all, we weren't sleeping together. Let's put that out there. So I'm thinking, hey, he going with some of these.
Holiness is still right.
You know what I'm saying? And not that I was trying to be
No,
holy.
for real.
But, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, how if he get this coffee,
I'm going to have to give him some.
you understand?
I mean,
'Cause how else I'm a
Right. Repay him.
Hollering.
But it was just stuff like that. So he came in
Wow.
like, how can I make your life better?
Okay.
And then the other thing was that, he wasn't looking for sex. Let's be clear.
Wow.
I had to push the issue. I'm not gonna lie. I said, hey, you don't wanna?
You don't want to?
I
don't
can't
wanna-
stand
I'm just
Sophia.
like that's how I was.
Right.
Direct.
He wasn't. He just and that was like totally abnormal.
Well,
for me.
why, Cliff?
Because I wanted her to know who I was. I didn't come in for sex. I wanted to be your husband or your man to help and take care of you. You had 2 kids, I had 2 kids. I want to show you that I can be this type of man without sex.
And he was.
Man, that's so
I'm
powerful.
telling y'all.
Okay.
Like I had to make.
Did it blow you away?
It did. That's what I'm saying.
Did you at any point feel like this is this finna break down at some point? Because this
There's
unreal.
something wrong with him. That's what I was saying. In my mind, because it's just not the norm.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
like
right,
even
right.
in today's culture, like dating somebody,
That's true.
Like you want to try out the ride before you
Buy the car.
buy the car. You know what I mean? And so like for me, like it began to resonate with me. Like, hey, he really wants to know who I am, and so I had to be okay with it. I mean, it was about 3 months. About 2 or 3 months while we were dating before we ever slept together. So we didn't wait till we got married. No, we didn't do that.
Go ahead and put that out there.
I mean, y'all can. Hey, it's y'all business. But I didn't do that. Okay? Because I didn't want to get locked in with something that wasn't going
I mean, hey, I get it.
But, and so I do feel like we got to know each other better. And so, we got to, allow the love to evolve without that extra piece of, that sex thing that'll throw off the, the balance because you're thinking in a different way. So, yeah, but it messed me up. But I got okay with it, So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well,
That's cool.
let me ask you this: what has for better or worse looked like for y'all?
Whoa.
You go ahead.
Man, for better or for worse, it's like loving her when you don't like her. Sometimes I don't like her. Sometimes she do something like, oh, I can walk out this door at a time. But I love her so much. I'm like, why would I walk out on someone I love so much? Because I just don't like this one situation. I just look over him like, okay, let's move on. It ain't all about bringing it up all the time. It ain't about a conversation. If you can look past it, that's for better or for worse. I can look past sometimes, some things I might not like. I don't like certain food, but I can look past it.
Right.
So I can look past it.
But you don't eat it.
No, I don't. I ain't going to do that.
It's clear.
No, we ain't do that.
I would say for me, for better or worse, for me, it's been like we've been through so much together. We've been through repossessions together.
Right.
We've been through negative bank accounts together.
Yep.
We've been through writing checks to float together. You know what I mean? Like we've
We're
been
finding
through
a way.
the loss of family members together. Like he lost his dad. Since we've been married, I lost my sister right before we got married.
Right.
So just life going through life together, going through raising kids together. Because when we met, our kids were younger, and so helping them evolve into adults. Now we're in the phase of being grandparents together. So like just the different facets of life. Is how I look at it, the better or for worse. You know, the good times when we ain't got no money, when we got money, you know, when bills behind, when stuff, we done came home and the power off or the gas off, you know what I mean? Like, and not blaming each other, but saying, hey, how we gonna, you know, figure this thing out? So that's what I think about when I think about better for worse. Sick days together. Like, I have been extremely sick. You know, I've had surgeries. He's been there, you know what I mean? And so that's what I think about when I think about better for worse. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Not liking each other. Some infidelity in some ways, you know, even on my part.
Right.
And so that's the good, the bad, you know, better for worse for me.
So has divorce
Man, that's
ever
good.
came up in the marriage?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, you said
It
it
came
real
up.
quick.
Well,
But not like, I mean, what?
it came
I'm married to
up.
Sophia.
No, it came up, but you know, me, I always got to look back to what I promised God if He gave me this woman, that I was going to do everything I can not to get divorced again. I promise that.
That is so good.
I asked God, I said, God, if you give me this woman that I asked you for, I'm going to do whatever I have to do not to get divorced again, to make it work. No matter what happens, no matter we on the street together, whatever, I'm going to make it work.
I'm not going to be on the street, though.
I know you're not. But I'm going to make it work, whatever it has to be done. And I remember this guy telling me a long time ago, a happy wife is a happy life.
That's true. That's
I'll
true.
never forget that.
That's true.
I remember I asked him, you know, like, why do you stay? Because I'd be ready to go. I'm just being honest. I've been the one in the marriage that, you know, when things do come up, like, hey, do you want a divorce? Do you, like, that was always, like, my first go-to.
Because that's been your way out.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that's what I learned about myself. It's so easy for me to leave stuff because I've always just left stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that has been my way of dealing with things.
But stuff have left me.
Have left
You know
me,
what I
so
mean?
I know how to detach. You know, because that's kind of what life teaches you. So it's not sometimes what you want, but you've learned how to respond
Yes.
that way
Yeah.
when things get tough. So yeah.
And I'll say that when I've been the one that say, hey, do you want a divorce? He's like, no. And I asked him, like, why do you stay? You know, and he's like, because I promised God I would. And I'm like, man, that's a showed up promise. Because, you know, like, because I'd have, you know, I probably would have reneged on my promise by now, you know what I mean? But he's told me that multiple times. Like, I'm making good on my promise to God because he felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this was his second chance.
Yes.
You know,
I love that. I think what I'm hearing too, that's so powerful from what Cliff is saying is not even that so much of that I promise God, but I'm loving God through you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making good on my promise to God through how I love you. You know what I'm saying? And that's so important because I think we miss it when we try to be popular outside and we failing inside. You know, home is first. Home is our first ministry, our first assignment, our first everything. You know, so that is absolutely powerful. That's powerful. So let me ask you this. What would you tell somebody who feels like they're in the middle of their worst? And they're in a place, if another couple who's in the middle of their worst and they don't even see a way out of it. What would you tell them? Because there can be times when you don't see your way. Sometimes I've learned this. You got to stick around until your sight come.
Yeah.
Because there will be seasons that you literally can't see your way through something.
Yeah. I'll say this, and I've said this so many times. I literally shifted my focus, and I began to spend more times on my staying ability than on my exit strategy. I would spend so much time figuring out, okay, if I move this over here, if I cut this out, you know, if I move in this area, I can, you know, like mapping out how can I make it without him versus saying, hey, what do I need to do to stay in this thing? You know what I mean? What can I do? What can I invest in? And so I shifted my focus on, you know, just finding ways to stay because at the end of the day, there's really nothing out there. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing.
Mean nothing.
Not a ghetto.
Listen to me.
It's a sissy poo.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah. So my advice would
Yes.
be, find reasons to stay. Like not things that are not tangible. I'm talking about when you look at this person and your life together, like, can you count out more good than it is bad?
That's good.
And that's what I came down to. It's been more good than it has been bad. And at the end of the day, what I wanted in a man, I got it. Now, whatever that it evolved into, that means we got work to do. You know what I mean? But at the core of who he is and what our marriage is, that's what I asked for.
That's good.
So hey.
That is good.
What about you, Cliff?
I would tell any couple, or first I tell the man, we're made to be a fighters. So why when you fight for your marriage?
What?
We're made to be fighters.
Hey, that's mine.
We're made to be
Don't be-
protectors.
Don't
Cause
get my
she
man like
India.
that.
We made to be protectors and fighters, and so why you're not protecting the marriage? Why you're not protecting?
Right.
Why you're not putting up the gloves to fight for your marriage? Do all you can before you walk out the door. Counseling, talk to people, whatever you need to do. Get away for a while and just come back and reset. Why wouldn't you want to fight? But if I stood in front of you and threatened you, you'll fight me. But the threat is in front of you now by losing your marriage. Why won't you fight?
That's so
And
good.
it's always that the enemy kills the head. If he kills the head, he kills the body.
Right.
And that's my body. So if he kills the head, hey, ain't nothing going to happen with them behind me. They're not going to be prosperous. So understand the fight is just within the man. Defend, protect, fight back, and watch what God would do.
I love that. One thing y'all said was it was both of you all say it's your second marriage. What have you learned about yourself in this marriage?
What you learn?
I learned to stand up for myself and not to take whatever someone give me. Love me for me. Love me the way I want to be loved. Not, sometimes people will treat you the way a certain way, and you'll sit back and like, okay, that's who they are. No, they ain't got to be who they are. Make them love you the way you want to be loved. So I learned that I deserve to be loved a certain way, and I learned that I need to be respected in a certain way. Not to be like overruling or rule somebody, but respected as a man.
That's good, Cliff. So?
I am learning continuously, even now, to just give more grace. Not to say that I should have stayed in my first marriage, because I should not have. The exit was necessary. Okay,
Absolutely.
Let's
Let
put
that
out
be
there in
clear.
the world. But being with him, understanding that he's not me, and just give him grace to travel his own road and to come to his own conclusions and to evolve into this person that I know he's gonna be. So just giving him more grace. I learned that I have been, even when I came into it kind of short-tempered, didn't have a lot of patience. Like, I wanted things to happen, boom, boom, boom. As quickly as I evolved, I wanted you to catch up too. And it just doesn't work like that. And so just learning that I have to extend grace, the same grace that I need.
That's good.
That's good. So let me ask you, we've been talking about past relationships, but how do you think your childhood, the way that you grew up, the marriages that you saw before you, how do you think that impacted your marriage?
It had everything to do with the choice in my first marriage and the choice in my second.
Really? Like what?
So my great-grandparents raised me.
Okay.
Because like my mom was on drugs and my dad was, he died when I was really young, and there was really no relationship there. And so I didn't grow up in a household where I saw a lot of affection and kissing and hugging, and I just saw that there were two people in the house together just making it work. You know what I mean? And so in my first marriage, like we didn't argue about anything. We were two people in a house together just functioning. You know what I mean? And I just chose based off of that. I chose looking for something that I wasn't getting at home on my first marriage. You know what I mean? And then in my
What was the thing that you chose that you wasn't getting at home?
I was looking for a father.
Okay.
I was looking for a father because, like, really quick. So my like I said, my grandparents raised us, and my granddad. It was me and my brother. My granddad and my grandparents adopted my brother. They didn't adopt me. And so
That's a whole show right there.
and I grew up. That is.
No.
I grew up feeling like nobody really wanted
Right.
me. You know what I mean? Like, why did they adopt him, but
not
they
me.
didn't adopt me? Like, what's not special about me? And so I was looking for, like, and my granddaddy was, he really loved my brother. Like, he was like his golden child. Not that he mistreated me, because he didn't. He loved me too, but there was like a different type of love. It was special. Like, he went out of his way for my brother. And so I was looking for that. So the first man that came along and told me that, hey, I want you. Literally, I want you. Nobody else wants you, was his words. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. You know, looking for somebody to want me. You know what I mean? And so that's what I fell into, because he said, nobody else is going to want you with this kid. I said, you right. And so I fell for that, you know. And so in my second, you know, choosing Cliff, at the same time, the father figure that my grandfather was, he did make me feel safe. That's the one thing I could remember about my grandfather. Like, he always made sure I had gas in my car. You know, he always made sure I didn't have to do those other things. And so I even chose this husband based off of what I did get. I chose in my first marriage based off what I didn't get. And so, yeah, it had everything to do with it. Everything to do with it.
Wow. Now let me ask you this, and then Cliff, you can go. Did you at any point discuss like these things with him before you got married?
No. It's taken me years to even say this stuff. You understand? Like, as a fully grown adult. Matter of fact, nobody has ever heard me say that I felt like nobody wanted me. Today. Today is the first time that I've said it out loud to where other people can hear me say that.
Wow. And I mean, it's crazy because, see, that's what I did my dissertation on, is how adverse childhood experiences, how it impacts marital satisfaction. And so if you're going to premarital counseling and you're not talking about these things, you're not talking about attachment issues or, you know, any kind of sexual abuse or physical abuse or neglect or whatever, then you're just marrying on top of stuff.
Right.
You know, so when issues arise, you're like, okay, like, where did this come from? Right. But this is something that was the undercurrent of your marriage. So go ahead. What about you, Cliff?
Well, I had conflicting learning curves for me. I watched my mom stay with my dad through a lot of stuff, you know, through drugs, through not bringing the paycheck home, through stuff getting cut off, doing a lot of stuff. I saw my mom being the breadwinner. Not my dad, but they stayed together 40-some years until he passed away. But I saw that conflict of them staying together. I knew that was the idea of marriage, staying together. But then I thought about it too, and I saw no one should ever take that abuse or that unloved. You know, I say they loved each other, but was that really love? My mom stayed, and
you think it was toxic?
I do. I'm gonna be honest. I thought some part of it was toxic, but it's like I said, it was a learning curve to say, hey, you know, my mom loved my dad, and they stayed together, and they went through this whole spiel until he got saved way years later, and then he passed away. But I watched me and my brothers, them looking like, man, me and my brothers talk about it now, like, man, why did mama stay? For us? I kind of feel bad, like, Mom, you didn't have to stay for us. Right. You didn't have to stay through all that torture for us.
Do you feel like that's why she stayed?
I do. I truly feel like she stayed because of us. Not that she couldn't take care of us.
Because it's just all boys with y'all,
all
right?
boys. Not that she couldn't take care of us, because she was a
go-getter.
Yeah, she'll go get us. She's a working woman. We respect her. We, you know, right now she'll say something. Yes, ma'am. You know, we ain't gonna.
Me too, because I'm scared of.
Hey, she's just that woman.
She that woman.
She that woman. But at the same time, I look like, man, you know, why did you stay? And so in my first marriage, it hit me. One day I thought about, man, Mom stayed through all that. Do I stay through that too? Do I stay through being disrespected or treated a certain kind of way? No. And one day, watching my son, Jordan, look at me, and his mom was berating me, talking to me in a kind of way. And I looked at him. He looking at me like, what you going to do, Dad? Like, what you going to do? And I knew then, I cannot let him be raised that way. I can't let him see this. I saw it, but I can't let him see this. You know, and I was like, I can't do it. Okay. So that was me.
What about, has any residue fallen into this marriage?
Oh, yeah. Me learning that, you know, it's not okay for someone to talk to you in a kind of way or treat you in a kind of way, even in public. it's okay. With me and you behind closed doors, you say something to me, and I might feel some type of way. We can talk about it. But in public, that was hard, feeling that way. So I went in this marriage thinking like, this, I'm not going to allow this woman to treat me like that. I'm like, hey, if it's, it got to be something said, I'm going to say it, but I ain't going to be real rough about it, but I'm going to say it if I can. And then just, impacting on this marriage is that I'm going to bring to the table that love and that stability that I can bring to the table. But at the same time, I'm going to respect her just as much as she respects me.
I like that.
That's good. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like, I don't know how many years was between your divorce and you marrying Sophia. Do you feel like you entered your second marriage healed?
I did. It took, I was divorced, I was separated 5 years, and I think I was divorced just a year. I think it was about a year when me and Sophia really got together. So from that 5 year separation part, we didn't have no dealing with each other, not really talking to each other. It's some about the kids, but I really didn't want to have nothing to do with it. So at that time, I was healing. I was, healing to a point to where I was like, I was out.
Did you ever think about going back?
No.
In that
Cliff. No, I said
I didn't even get it out.
She should ask you a whole question.
Wait a minute. I would say this though. In the beginning, I thought about it like the week or two after. I did think about it.
Were you thinking about it in regards to your kids, like your mom?
The kids. Because my son had called me and we talked a little bit on the phone, and I thought about it really. I was like, I can't do it. I really can't do it. And over time, she came to me one day and she asked me, "Are we ever gonna get back together?" And I said, "No." She said, "You serious?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, you ain't even give me a chance to show you I changed." I told her right then, I said, "You might have changed, but you didn't change for me. You changed for the next man that you're going to be with." I said, "Because if you'd have changed for me, you'd have changed while I was there. You never get an opportunity. We went through counseling with everything. You still came back out of everything we had done, the same person. So you didn't change for me. You changed for the next man that you're going to be with." So I was okay with it.
That's tough right there. That's tough right there.
That's cold-blooded.
No, that's just when somebody done.
I was done.
They just done.
I was so done. I didn't tell nobody I was gone. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my brothers. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't even tell my I just packed up my stuff.
I tell people when you get quiet,
I'm done.
That's when it's over.
My mom knew I was done with my marriage when I came to her house and I started fixing up that downstairs bedroom. She said, "What you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm finna stay here." And we instantly started getting stuff, want to get stuff to fix that room up.
You didn't even ask her, Cliff. No, you just told her.
I told her I'm here.
That's horrible.
I didn't tell her. I ain't asked nothing. I'm here.
And what did she say?
She said, "Okay, baby." Just like that. It's like, "Well, can we talk about it?" No, I'm done. I'm like, I'm done with my marriage. I can't be in a marriage that's that toxic. It was so toxic. Not just for me, it's toxic for the kids. Later, in years, I did apologize to her for leaving. I went to her, apologized to her and the kids. I apologized to her first, and then I talked to my kids separately and apologized. But
why were you apologizing?
Not because I left, it's the way I left. Not because I left.
Okay.
And I told them that I had to leave because of the fact I was not going to be the person I need to be. I am now. If I had stayed, I'd have been so miserable, just holding my head down, and that's not who I am, and I'm not going to be that way. So, but I did apologize to her the stuff that I did prior to leaving.
Okay.
That led up to me leaving, And she always said that you went out there with another woman. Okay, I did. I never lied about that. But I told her
I did.
I did. But that didn't have an issue with me leaving. I was already gone.
Right.
So that probably made it a little easier not to come on back.
I was already gone.
Yeah.
So, and I apologized to her and told her talked to her, told her everything. And so I just left it at that. But I had to go to her and apologize. And it was years later when I did it.
I ain't apologize.
The Lord conflicted me one day and it's like,
I ain't said sorry yet.
You need to apologize.
Children or the dad.
To free you. Because I felt bad.
Phil, what is wrong with her?
She's awful. Did you apologize to nobody?
Not nobody.
Awful.
Apologize for ever doing it.
You understand?
Now, I didn't apologize for that.
I apologize for picking him to be our dad. I'm sorry for that.
I'm sorry.
My bad. I could have did better.
Daddy, but hey, you can't
Thank
choose
God
your
for
parents.
y'all, though.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's good.
I'm gonna tell you this, and this is what I'm hearing. You all need to do like a vow renewal ceremony.
Ooh.
Wow.
I mean, I just heard that. I mean, I'm serious. Like you all really.
I thought about that. You funny you said that. I thought about that.
I did too, and it was a couple of weeks ago. I thought about it too.
I did.
Yeah. So that's confirmation to go ahead and.
I said,
need a new
I
ring
said for
too, though.
15 at the 15-year mark. I wanted to go.
Hey, no.
15. Come on now.
That's 4 more
What
years.
you-
Babe, I need a new ring.
Oh my.
I done did a lot. It's time. It's supposed to happen in 10 years.
It
You'll
was.
live behind.
Okay.
But you went. I took you to Cabo for your birthday.
Listen,
and the
we
anniversary.
went through the better for
all right,
worse.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just saying it's out there. So do the planning, do what y'all need to
You
do.
know what?
Let's go for a break.
Yes.
And then
let's go for a
yeah.
break. We'll be right back, guys. We hope that you all have been enjoying the conversation so far, but we want you to continue to follow us on our social media platforms at YouTube and Facebook at The Her Lounge, on Instagram at Her Lounge Podcast, and don't you dare forget to subscribe to us on all of these platforms: iHeart, Google, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Now, let's get back to the lounge. All right, guys, we are back with the Perrys. This has been amazing. They are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
And transparent.
They are, and that's what I love about
Yeah.
them. Like, they so real. They are so real. Let me ask y'all this. I would even say, because y'all said, both of you have already said this is your second marriage. So what could you have told yourself or done, even in your first marriage, to prepare? And what could you have told yourself or done in this marriage to prepare, like beforehand? What could you have done different or told yourself or, to have done, to make a better choice in your first marriage and then in your second?
Well, in my first marriage, I think I should have, I told my young self, speak up. Don't let it just boil over or get to the back of your head or let it go. Speak up and be more transparent, let them know what's going on with you. And I carried that into this marriage, like speak up a little bit more. I might not speak up as much as I should, but I speak up more than I did in my first marriage. I really didn't say much at all in my first marriage or made it feel like it was a problem when it was a problem or anything. I just let it go and just went on with the flow. Nah, that ain't
That's why you crashed out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Crash.
He don't like confrontation.
I don't like confrontation at all.
Okay, because I was about to ask you, why do you still feel like you don't?
I don't like confrontation. I'm not and my son got it just like I do, but I don't like confrontation. I don't like to.
Is it confrontation or hard conversations?
No, confrontation.
I think it's hard conversations.
I'd say confrontation.
Because that was one of the biggest things that our issues was in the beginning, because I'm a communicator.
That's true.
And I want you to tell me what you want, how you want it, when you want it, all that stuff. And so, like, he's not like that. If I would go to him and say, hey, is there anything that I'm not doing that you need or, oh, no, I'm good.
Even though he wouldn't be good.
I know you're not good.
Right.
Because I'm intentionally not doing stuff to see if you're going to say something. Right. And the fact that you ain't saying nothing lets me know.
Oh, my
What's
God.
going on.
Sophia.
I'm just saying, think about that. And so I had to and so we had to get to a place where he had to learn, because he always felt like if he ever said anything, it would lead to an argument because of what he had went through in his first marriage.
Well, yeah, she already said she'd be ready to check out, so what am I arguing about?
Well, no, babe. What I'm saying is, and he said in his first marriage, every time he would say something, it leads to an argument. I'm not like that. It's going to lead to a discussion, and we're going to get to a resolution.
Because I'm asking you because I really want to know.
You know what I mean? I want you to tell me what you need or what you don't need. If it's something I'm doing you don't like, if it's something I can do better, I need that. Mm-hmm. And so I had to, it took a while, for him to get to that place where it's like, hey, you can tell me, because you can't hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing. Can't hurt my feelings. Tell me what it is, okay? And so we had to work on that, for real work on that. Yeah. It was major.
But Cliff, let me say this, because one thing that Soph said in the beginning, that when she knew that you were a person because she felt so safe with you, because of things that transpired in your first marriage, did it take you a minute to feel safe? Not necessarily because of her, but because of things that transpired. Because being able to have hard conversations and being able to say things also requires a level of safety. That I know when I tell you something, you ain't gonna bring it up next time to put against me, or
Right.
So is that what took you a while? Was the feeling safe to?
Yeah, that was a major part of it. Like if you, that was a major part. Just saying, if I told you how I felt, do I feel weak when you bring it back up? I make me feel bad because we was raised. My granddad raised us a lot. My dad's, my mom's dad, and he was like, you don't show no weakness. You don't show no woman no weakness and nothing. You don't cry in front of her and all this and that. And so we was like, what? But that's how he raised us. Right. When we went down to the house and did stuff, he taught us that way, and he was always a hard man. Mm-hmm. So that's what that's what our man should be. But I'm like, that ain't who I am.
Right.
So I had to realize that ain't who I am. I'm not you.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But when in my first marriage, you say something and then it comes back up, I'm like, well, why are you bringing that back up? Why did they have to come back up now at this point of a discussion? So I was like, okay, I don't need to talking about that. So.
Wow.
But you need to disassociate.
I did.
Confrontation with hard conversations, because you could have a hard conversation and it not be confrontational at all. Mm-hmm. So that means that there's still some areas that God needs to penetrate. You know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna touch you, but I ain't want to get beat up.
No, that's right. Because I told you I'd get y'all a clip, just not this one. Okay.
So yeah, that's what you need. You need to be asking God to heal that, because it's still in your mind that if I say something, it's gonna lead to this. Even though I'm sure there's sometimes it has led to an argument, but overall, you know that this is a safe space. You know what I'm saying? And the more you realize that this is a safe space, the easier it will be to have hard conversations. And not just with Sophia, but in life.
In life.
You know what I'm saying? With supervisors, with coworkers, with your sons, there's some hard conversations you need to have. And the more you
Yeah, she done switched.
I like
Caught that.
So
Keep going.
Okay?
Doctor.
But yeah.
Doctor.
So let me ask you this. Do you think marital counseling can help a couple who seems to have more worse seasons than better?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Why do you say that?
I feel like if you got the right person that can understand, to be objective and understand what you're going through, I think it'll help. I've always told people, friends that I know now, I'm like, y'all don't understand. I think my marriage was almost on a banana peel, slipping, going into the grave, out of there, if I hadn't started going to counseling. Because originally I didn't want to go to counseling.
Really?
I didn't.
Why?
She'll tell you I didn't. I said, no, I'm going to go to counseling. I just didn't think counseling was for black people. I'm just being honest.
Oh, my God.
I'm just being honest.
You don't.
I didn't think it was for black people. Let's just be real.
You never said that.
His
love him
granddaddy
being
told him not to
honest,
have no
though.
emotion.
So I didn't think it was for black people. I raised a
But
point
you
where
black, boy.
but things happened with my grandparents and my parents, and they just dealt with it. I thought that's what we did. But going to my first counseling session, I said, you know what, this is all right. I need to keep going. I'm gonna keep going, because it wasn't just I was getting free, but it was a point of understanding who I was and what my marriage meant and who the person I married in a different perspective and a different eyesight. So it works. I think anybody that's going through something, talk to somebody first. Okay. Go through a counseling, and then come to the. I believe if you got a common person, that person that's in the middle and common ground, they can show you, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do, and y'all can do it together.
Who'd you go to counseling?
Dr. Paulette Brown.
You heard it. You heard it. You heard it. Said he was on a banana peel. Now look at him.
That's your shameless plug.
Yeah, that's my shameless plug. Sophia, what about you? How do you feel?
I'm about to choke. I say yeah, and I feel like that because if you go into it for the right reasons. I remember when we started going to counseling. You said, don't be going just to say you did everything, you could do, and then you still leave. Like, don't do it just to say you did it, and you really just want to leave anyway. Like, if you're going to do it for real.
Do the work.
I was like, okay, because I was just trying to cross off everything.
Check. Went to counseling. Check.
Talk to somebody. You know what I mean? And she was like, no, that ain't what we doing.
Love it.
You know what I mean? And so I think if you go into it with an open mind and for the right reasons, and then if you got the right person, because I know you were talking about premarital counseling. And
did y'all do premarital counseling?
Yes.
Yes, we
and
did.
what I wanted to say was the things you're talking about that you should cover. People ain't covering this stuff. Like if you don't have the right person that's talking to you about the right things, because we didn't talk about, childhood trauma. We didn't talk about, like what you learned in your first marriage. Nope. We talked about what a wife should be, what a husband should be. So like if you don't have somebody peeling back those layers and who's really in tune with like all of the dynamics of a marriage, they won't dig deep into that. And it's like marriage counseling is not something that you can do like in a month or two. I mean, I suggest 6 months to a year.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before you get married.
I try to tell people don't, even go to marriage counseling with a date on the calendar.
Right.
Right.
Because to me, when you go to marriage counseling, like premarital, when you go to premarital counseling with a date on the calendar, you already got a dress, you already got a event planner.
Right.
It don't matter what I say.
Right.
I'm talking about when I'm doing counseling, you're going to do it.
Right.
Because you've already planned and spent money. Come to me. That's why a lot of times when it's like that, I don't really do in-depth, deep, because I know it's purposeless. Now, I will talk about stuff and whatever. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to be transparent. But I'm going to be honest about that. It's a difference with me when you come to me and say, I don't have a date. We want you to walk us through it versus I got my dress, got my person, and you just doing this for formality to say that you did it or you did premarital counseling. You shouldn't really go to premarital counseling. You shouldn't go to premarital counseling with a date on the calendar. You should go to premarital counseling being open to hear y'all shouldn't be married.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
You should be open to hear that.
Yes.
But that takes a whole level of maturity.
It does, but like my pastor, my first marriage, it still didn't change nothing, but it was because, both people got to be doing the work. It can't be one person doing the work. I'm going to say that. It wasn't that he didn't do his job because he counseled us for 6+ months. Yeah. And they were hard sessions, deep sessions. We had homework and all that kind of stuff. But, the thing of it is that you've got to be real within yourself. And even though it was a while, like he won't even counsel you in premarital counseling if you got a date. That was his requirement. If you already got a date, he wouldn't counsel you. And I think I'm finna start doing that. I really do.
It's necessary.
I think I'm finna start doing that. I think I'm going to take that on because I see some stuff. I see some stuff. And most of the people I married been good people. You know what I'm saying? I don't just marry anybody. I've had people leave the church because I didn't marry them. And that's okay. Like, I bid you farewell. I'm still not gonna marry you.
Right.
Nobody's gonna force me to do anything. So if I married somebody, I felt safe doing it. But did I necessarily think all of them was in timing? No. You know what I'm saying? But by the time sometimes people have gotten to me, they've already made a decision. You understand what I'm saying? But I think going forward, I'm about to implement that. That if you have a date, it really ain't gonna be much I could tell you.
Right.
If you already planned and your
said.
mind made up and you're gonna get in counseling with me and you're gonna act like everything was perfect. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be hard for me to penetrate because you're gonna be presenting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I can chip away, and I can see beyond what you're showing me anyway. But I agree with that. Like, I think that I'm going to implement that because that's important. Like, if you're going in there with your date on the calendar, you really just going to check something off on your list. You're not going with the open mind that this is my leader, I'm submitting to their voice. Because when you have a pastor, you have a leader, that you're actually submitting to the voice. Yeah. And so you should be submitted to the point where you're even ready to hear them say, you don't need to be married right now.
Right.
Or even, this ain't your person.
Right.
And that's why I'm switching to. Like, don't bring me into nothing that your mind made up about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're going to perform. It's going to be a performance. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're going to try to present everything perfect because you done bought a dress, you done paid for a venue.
You done said you gonna
Yeah.
That's great. And you know what? I'm surprised at how many couples that, that I counsel that either didn't go to premarital counseling or their premarital counseling was very surface. It was like, like you said, okay, well, a husband is supposed to provide, woman is supposed to do this. They may talk gender roles, but like really like in depth, like they don't do it. And I think it's because there's a whole mental health piece missing from the Black church, and I think when we start realizing that people are out here really living with ACEs, like adverse childhood experiences, and this is what's manifesting in church, that I think that they'll start taking on and understanding how important mental health is for, the members or whatever. But Lynn, let me ask you this. What is the question of the week?
I don't know, girl. Let me see. Do you think the better or worse seasons strengthen a marriage? So you all know that the conversation continues on our social platforms, where you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, The Her Lounge, or at The Her Lounge. Whichever one. You pop in Her Lounge, it's going to be us that's popping up. So that's the question. Where we continue, we want you to answer. Do you think better or worse seasons strengthen a marriage? Thank you to the Perrys. They have been amazing. Yes, we got to bring them back. Yes. They were amazing, and we thank y'all so much for being here. And it was amazing, y'all. And y'all know, we'll see you next time.